Iran says it hasn't reached a final decision on a deal with Washington, despite President Trump's claim that a deal to end the current conflict was close. Tehran said the text of the proposed agreement was currently being reviewed, but Iran would not compromise on its red lines. The US president has made similar claims in the past that the two countries are close to reaching a deal to end the conflict. Hours before the announcement, President Trump declared that he would hit Iran very hard. So let's speak to our Middle East analyst, Luciana Zakara. Hello, welcome to the programme. Where are we with this? Mixed signals, mixed communications. What's your assessment?
Well, we are still facing this exchange of announcement that on one side Trump keeps claiming for I don't know how many times that the deal is done. And on the other hand, the Iranians claiming that there is no deal whatsoever. So I think that we are now witnessing a situation in which, or a trend in which Trump decided to normalize the use of violence to claim, or the military strength to claim that making an improvement in the negotiation is the result of the use of this force. And he's reaffirming his own way of making politics with Iran by accessing to violence or to military attacks every time he feels that he's not reaching what he wants. So on a weekly basis, we see that he's increasing the tension, is escalating the situation against Iran, and claiming that because he did that, we are getting closer to a deal. It's normalizing the use of violence to reach a diplomatic goal. And this is a very dangerous trend because all the three actors involved in this war, Israel, Iran, and the United States, have normalized the use of violence to reach their goals. Previous rounds of negotiations were done during the JCPOA were done without a war. Now we're in the situation of no peace, no war, but in which we have military attacks on a daily basis. While there are negotiations moving forward, supposedly, because we cannot deny that there are some communications and there are some gaps that have been breached by the United States and Iran, but still we are very far to reach that agreement that Trump keeps announcing on a weekly basis.
You mentioned until he gets what he wants. The way things have changed so often, what does President Trump want? What's his main priority out of this?
Well, according to the latest developments or the latest announcement, what he wants seems that Iran is not having a nuclear weapon. This is something that he kept saying, and this is what yesterday he said, that Iran promised that they will not have a nuclear weapon and that they will not purchase a nuclear weapon, something that was never mentioned before. However, if we recall what Iran has been saying since the very beginning of this, and since the agreement reached in 2013-15 with Obama, is that Iran never wanted to have a nuclear weapon. They never were looking for a nuclear weapon, and that all the JCPOA structure was actually to make sure that the international community is aware that Iran is not deviating any of this technological development towards a military use. So basically, Trump is trying to save his back, saying that he achieved what anybody else achieved before, which is Iran will not have a nuclear weapon, when actually this has been always the main thing that Iran promised and agreed that they will not do, to have a nuclear weapon, because it was against their own way of understanding the development of nuclear technology. So the bottom line for Trump is that he needs to sell a deal that for his own voters or his own people or his own public is better than the JCPOA in 2015. But however, the things he would achieve is basically the same that it was achieved in 2015, let alone what other elements Trump was asking for. We don't see any mention about the reduction of the missile capabilities. So far, we didn't hear what is going to happen with the Strait of Hormuz. Most probably, he will claim that as a result of the deal, he opened the Strait of Hormuz, when actually he closed the Strait of Hormuz because of the attack. So what he wants is what he can obtain. At the end of the day, he will claim he won because he obtained what he wanted, but he keeps changing, minimizing the things that he can obtain.
Luciana Zaghara, thank you very much. And of course, we'll watch very closely to see what developments take place. Thank you.